Well, good day! So, for today's video, we're gonna be talking about Christmas, and we're gonna be talking about chipmunks! Yeah! So, alright, let's go!
Yeah! So, we start off in New York City, and it's only 5 days until Christmas! A magical, wonderful time of year, right? In most cases, yes, but for the case of Tommy, no! Tommy is super sick for some reason, and even his doctor can't figure out why. Not good. Oy, what a way to start a happy Christmas special. On the other side of town, there are 3 singing chipmunks, Alvin, Simon, Theodore, alongside their manager and I think legal guardian, David Seville. And they're gonna do some last minute Christmas shopping. So, Alvin is at the harmonica store drooling over the display of the Golden Echo harmonica. Even though he personally owns one and it is his most prized possession, he's still drooling over the display. Which is a testament to marketing and merchandising, I guess, eh? But Alvin overhears Tommy's mother and sister in the harmonica store and how his sister wants to buy that Golden Echo harmonica for Tommy. Right, like Tommy's a huge fan of Alvin and the Chipmunks. That's the same harmonica Alvin uses. This could really, boost his spirits, make him feel better. But sadly, they can't afford it. As Tommy's mother says, all of our money is going towards Tommy's medicine and whatnot, and we're trying to do all we can to make sure Tommy can make it to Christmas. Which, holy crap, that is an uppercut to the heartstrings. Oh! And after hearing this, man, Alvin feels the exact same way as I do, man. He's totally bummed out. So, being a total chipmunk mensch that he is, he goes and gets his harmonica and brings it to Tommy's house as a gift for Tommy. Like, man, what a heart of gold in that little chipmunk. Meanwhile, as the chipmunks are setting up the Christmas tree at home, Dave Seville is talking to a concert promoter and the boys are booked for a Christmas Eve concert at Carnegie Hall. It's totally sold out, but the promoters want Alvin to do a harmonica solo for the show, which would... Okay, wait, what? A harmonica solo? Have you guys ever gone to a concert with a harmonica solo? I've never heard of this. I can't imagine it'll be like Neil Peart doing a drum solo at a Rush concert, but harmonica solo? Huh. Well, I guess art is art, so it's all hip. So the concert is all agreed. However, Dave doesn't know that Alvin gave his harmonica to Tommy. And Alvin, could very quickly and easily explain to Dave, hey man, my harmonica's gone. It was for a sick kid, It's for a good cause. Maybe I could get a new one or something, right? But no. See, Alvin feels pretty guilty because Dave actually bought him that harmonica before as a gift. And, kind of the whole regifting, kind of giving it away. He's like, oh man, what if Dave gets mad? But, I'm sure Dave would totally understand, right? It's for a sick kid who's potentially dying. Alvin's heart was in the right place, but, his brain isn't because he doesn't tell Dave this story. Either way, Alvin's like, man, I have to buy a new harmonica. I gotta find some way to get some money. So he comes up with a quick scheme of, having the neighborhood kids take a picture with Santa Chipmunk, and his dog reindeer. But the whole thing falls apart when, some little girl brings her cat along and chaos ensues. So Alvin is still flipping out about not having money for a harmonica. And it puts him in the throes of a crisis. He's having nightmares about this now, man. About losing his Christmas spirit, Nightmares about hanging out with this crazy inventor, the guy who claimed he invented Santa Claus. He is slipping into madness. Meanwhile, back in reality, Alvin gets a bunch of cash, to buy a new harmonica, but as Simon points out, man, he's still quite a few dollars short. Nonetheless, Alvin goes to the store to try to buy this harmonica, but she knows he can't. While he's gone, Tommy's mother phones Dave to let him know that Alvin gave him this harmonica as a Christmas gift. And on top of that, somehow, miraculously, this harmonica cured Tommy. It's a Christmas miracle to be sure. But oh my god, I have so many questions. How does Dave know Tommy's mom? Even by name, Mrs. Waterford, you know? Where's Mr. Waterford for that matter? What was Tommy sick with? How was it cured by a harmonica? And do doctors know of this miracle harmonica cure? And damn it, why didn't Alvin just tell Dave in the first place? Ugh! So at the harmonica store, Alvin is totally bummed, you know, financial reality kind of hit up with him, kind of letting him know he can't buy the harmonica. But some random older lady showed up out of the blue, and she's one of those pay it forward kind of people, which are wonderful. And she purchases the harmonica for Alvin. No strings attached, you know, just Merry Christmas, man. So the show is saved. And at Carnegie Hall, man, Alvin indeed tantalizes the crowd with his fantastic harmonica solo, which I still don't understand. And on top of that, as a special guest, Tommy is at the show. And Dave is getting, like, really comfortably close with Tommy's mom. So, like, were they married or something before? Did they date? Is this his second family? I guess we'll never know. And on an unrelated topic, Santa Claus is flying home to the North Pole at unfathomable speeds to hang out with his wife, Mrs. Claus, who is revealed to be the mysterious older lady who purchased the harmonica for Alvin. How does she know about his harmonical plight? Christmas magic, I suppose. But there's nothing more here to tell, so that is the end of this fantastic tale.
So yeah, man, that was a pretty interesting episode. Pretty good, heartwarming little kind of ending to a story, you know, like sick child at Christmas, and the protagonist does what he can to save this child. But the more you think about it, man, the more it's like, what the heck is going on? Like, the writers didn't add any depth to Tommy's plight there. You know, just kind of like a lazy random kid is sick at Christmas so we can set up Christmas miracle at the end of the special. Like I have questioned earlier, what was he sick with? How did he get cured, you know? But I suppose, you know, if Christopher Walken had a fever and the only prescription was more cowbell, well, I guess the only prescription for Tommy is more harmonica. Still doesn't explain how the harmonica cured him. So like the message of this special is, if you're feeling sick, the only thing that can cure you is the gift you asked Santa Claus for. Not sure that's a really good message, but that's pretty much what we got. I guess you can say, you know, the gift of giving, but then that kind of falls into like the former kind of theory there, right? But nonetheless, don't think about it too much. Tommy's sick and now Tommy's good. So, like, I was ripping a bit on harmonica solos and stuff like that there, but you know, for sure there are harmonica solos at, like, you know, a jazz or a blues kind of a show or other places. And indeed, like, Alvin is like a super awesome harmonica player. Heck, back in 1959, Alvin and the Chipmunks released a song called Alvin's Harmonica, because he's that freaking good at it. So, you know, it is actually awesome to see them kind of add that bit of chipmunk lore into the story, so yeah, good on them. Someone who contributed quite a bit to this story is Chuck Jones. You know that guy, Looney Tunes fame. He did much work on the Grinch Who Stole Christmas TV special. This guy knows a thing or two about cartoons, and you can definitely see his influence in this special, right? Maybe not so much the highfalutin gags that they had in, like, Looney Tunes, man, but still, you know, like, you can definitely see his influence in here, so it's pretty good. Also, in The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, of course, we have that legendary little character called Cindy Lou Who, and there was a nice little homage to her in this special. While the kids were getting pictures with Santa Chipmunk, you know, the little girl with the cat, her name is Cindy Lou, even though she's older than 2. But she does kind of look like a human version of a Who. So nice little nod there, Chuck. So even though there are some things in this special that, you know, didn't really get fleshed out a lot and you shouldn't really think about too much, you know, it's still a pretty good little special. The Chipmunks are still pretty funny and awesome characters. They pop out some awesome tunes here and there throughout the special as well. And really, man, it is a charming little kind of special here, so if you haven't checked it out, you know, do it up. And now, let us go see what else we can find out about, the chipmunks and all that kind of stuff over here.
So yeah, chipmunks, hey? So how did we get from the chipmunks' origin to this Christmas special? Well, let's go on a little time travel journey together, shall we? So, we start off with singer-songwriter Ross Bagdasarian. He recorded songs under the stage name David Seville. Hey, things are already falling into place. In 1958, he wrote, recorded, and released a fantastic #1 hit song called Witch Doctor. You know that song. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang. Right? Beauty tune. The voice for the Witch Doctor in that song actually had a really high-pitched voice, which was pretty cool. He recorded the Witch Doctor's voice at a slower speed and then, brought it up to regular speed, which gave that voice a higher, squeakier pitch, right? And people loved it, He used that same kind of high-pitched recording technique with his follow-up song, A Bird on My Head, in 1958 as well, which, did pretty good. But he needed a new #1 hit song, right? So, while he was traveling in Sequoia National Park, he seen a couple of really cute chipmunks kind of running around, and ba-boom! Inspiration! And he got to immediately writing his next song. So for his next song, he wasn't gonna have one high-pitched voice, not 2 high-pitched voices, but 3 of them. And he decided that they were gonna be 3 chipmunk characters, in fact, brothers, in fact, triplets, although they don't really look the same, but then, Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger were twins, so I guess anything's possible. So he named these 3 chipmunks Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, which was a little bit of an inside joke, right? These names were inspired by 3 executives at Liberty Records, the record company that he worked with. So those 3 executives were Alvin Bennett, Simon Waronker, and Theodore Keep. I'm sure they were hip with it, But yet again, used that same technique of slower recording, producing a higher pitch, so it was all good, man. He did all 3 voices, he used it as a collaboration with his stage name David Seville, and boom! The Chipmunk song, Christmas Don't Be Late, is born! It was released in 1958 with some realistic kind of looking chipmunks on the album cover, which at the time, I guess, was trendy. And this song was an instant classic Christmas hit, and it still gets a lot of airplay to this day. And with great success comes expansion into other forms of media, right? People couldn't get enough of the Chipmunks. So the Chipmunks started producing a couple more albums, which was awesome, and they even popped up in the comic book world. Yes! So they made their comic book debut in 4-Color Comics number 1042 in 1958, which was done by Dell Comics. So, they were still kind of realistic looking chipmunks in that one as well. And so that got the marketing team thinking like, geez, we should probably get, cute looking designs for the chipmunks, Like, sure, real chipmunks are super cute, but like for a cartoon, man, you gotta make them look like super cutesy wootsy, right? And so they did. The newly designed chipmunks were revealed in the short-lived TV show, The Alvin Show, which lasted from 1961 to 1962. So now things are really popping for these guys, right? They got the voices, they got the new look. They had 13 albums under their belt from 1959 to 1969, man. Like these guys were riding high, right? But tragedy. Sadly, Chipmunks creator Ross Bagdasarian died in 1972. It's sad enough, but also, he was the voice of the Chipmunks, he was the creative force behind the Chipmunks, what's gonna happen with them now, right? Well, thankfully, his son, Ross Bagdasarian Jr., he took over the reins of the property, right? I think he actually bought the rights to them too. So he completely stepped into his father's role, right? He did the voices of the characters, he was the creative force behind the Chipmunks going forward, and quickly he released an album called Chipmunk Punk in 1980. And in 1981, he produced this legendary Christmas special, A Chipmunk Christmas, which was actually a pretty big success. So the Chipmunks' popularity was still pretty faithful before this special, but this special helped them hit new heights. And this Christmas special's success helped prompt the creation of a new TV series, Alvin and the Chipmunks, which started in 1983. So yeah, there you go, right? These guys started off with a Christmas song, with Ross Sr. These guys had a resurgence with the Christmas special with Ross Jr. And since this special, boom, right? The sky is the limit. Like I say, man, they had the TV show, there were new characters introduced in there, they still make new albums, they got a bunch of movies made, video games, a new TV show, etc., etc. These guys are doing pretty good. But for everything pertaining to the Christmas special and the Chipmunks, that's pretty much all I got for that right now. If you want to hear more Chipmunks Christmas, they have 3 Christmas albums, including the soundtrack to this Christmas special, which has some pretty awesome renditions of some Christmas tunes on there. But yeah, man, with this, that, those, and the other things, I guess, that's that. Also, if you guys are interested, I created my own superhero show, and I have the first episode out already. The Adventures of the Density. So, if you guys would like to check it out, I'll have a link above here and a link at the end of the video for you to peruse there. Yeah, right on, and there you go. So, thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it as much as I did making it. Also, feel free to check out the source material that I featured in this video. And if you want to leave a comment on anything you may have liked or things I might have missed in this, feel free to do so. Or anything else, just to say hi. That's cool too. And other than that, have a great day. Thanks.